Battle through the firmament. Great world. Chapter 430 Daybreak Sky Wolf. What's there to be afraid of? The middle-aged man named Zhou Tianlang sneered. Even though his means were easily detected by this man, he didn't panic at all. You, a mere emperor cultivation old wolf, dare to come out and destroy the 4 academies competition. Did he ask you to come out? The burly old man was familiar with the middle-aged man in front of him, so he spoke in a cold voice. You've found out. Zhou Tianlang's eyelids twitched slightly when he heard this, and then he said with an expressionless face. That's why I'm here to deal with you. The old man nodded. His face was cold and stern. In the next moment, he had already charged forward. In the blink of an eye, he had already passed through space and appeared in front of Zhou Tianlang. He swung his fist and smashed it at the latter without any fancy moves. The space where the fist wind passed even exploded, causing one's scalp to feel numb. Green light surged within Zhou Tianlang's eyes. His throat moved slightly and he seemed to have let out a wolf's roar. His white robe moved gently and he dodged the seemingly ordinary punch of the old man in a miserable manner. His body was like a gentle breeze as he instantly retreated to a couple of dozen meters away. His speed is quite fast. The old man turned around and laughed coldly. He loosened his fist and a strand of white hair fell from his fingertip. It slowly flew in the air. Oh! Zhou Tianlang bent down on the ground. His throat moved slightly, and he let out a low roar. In front of this old man, his strength was actually so weak. Don't even think about using your clone. Although you haven't used this pair of eyes for many years, you can still see it clearly. The old man chuckled and said indifferently when he saw the green light in Zhou Tianlang's eyes. Ow! Just as the old man's voice faded, Zhou Tianlang suddenly let out a long roar towards the sky. An ear-piercing sound wave followed the space and struck like lightning, causing the surrounding dense forest to quietly explode. The old man was careless, and his eardrums began to vibrate continuously. He even felt a little dizzy in front of his eyes. Swoosh! In the next moment, a piercing sound that tore through the air suddenly sounded. Zhou Tianlang suddenly leapt forward and arrived in front of the old man in an instant. He extended his arm with a loud bang, and sharp claws appeared on his 5 fingers, mercilessly grabbing towards the old man's chest. The corner of his mouth had already revealed a bloodthirsty smile. Boom! Suddenly, the old man's eyes widened. 2 rays of white light were instantly emitted from his eyes. The moment Zhou Tianlang's 5 claws were about to touch the former's chest, the rays of light struck Zhou Tianlang's body. The latter's movements suddenly stiffened. He actually felt a moment of numbness. Crack! At the same time, the old man recovered from the buzzing sound in his ears. He looked at Zhou Tianlang, who had a dull expression on his face. He threw out another calm punch, and it hit the latter's abdomen. With a miserable cry of pain, Zhou Tianlang was sent flying, and blood flowed out from the corner of his mouth. Rumble! Under the enormous force, Zhou Tianlang directly broke dozens of huge trees before he slowly came to a stop. His face was pale as he fell to the ground. When he raised his head, the old man had already appeared in front of him. Master, spare me. Zhou Tianlang's heart turned cold when he sensed the icy cold aura that spread all over the old man's body. With a thump, he forcefully endured the intense pain in his abdomen and knelt on the ground. His body trembled slightly and turned into a white wolf. With beautiful lines, the white wolf bent its legs and buried its huge head deep in its chest as it howled. You! Seeing the familiar white wolf in front of him, the old man was stunned. He couldn't help but withdraw his hand as a trace of sadness flashed across his eyes. He didn't know how many years ago, but he happened to see a white wolf that was being chased by a few Star Moon towns in the forest of Star Moon Town. Through the heavenly god's eye, he could naturally tell how astonishing the bone structure of this white wolf was. Immediately, his heart moved, and he rescued the little white wolf from the mouths of a few spirit beasts. After that, he healed its injuries and brought it back to Star Moon Town. Under the guidance of the old man, the little white wolf improved at a lightning speed. His relationship with the little white wolf also increased day by day. The two of them were inseparable. It had become a scenery of the Star Moon Town. When the little white wolf could talk, the two of them bowed to him and me, and the two of them had defeated many experts who harbored ill intentions towards Star Moon Island. They had helped each other, to the point where they could give their lives to each other. Until one day, in order to kill an expert who had intruded the Star Moon Island, the white wolf had mistakenly entered a forbidden area in the Star Moon Island. After coming out, his character had changed greatly. He had killed dozens of ordinary old men in the Star Moon Town. Although he had also taken the risk of entering the forbidden area to investigate the reason, he didn't discover anything. After so many years, due to various reasons, a man and a beast would occasionally interact with each other. As for the white wolf, he always had an unerasable feeling. He had never been able to do anything to the white wolf. Until now. I've let you go so many times, but you're still stubborn. If I let you go, I don't know how many students will be harmed. A trace of pain flashed across the old man's eyes as he spoke in a heavy tone. I know I was wrong. I didn't want this to happen, but I was controlled by that mysterious power. This body is completely out of my control. The white wolf raised its head, and its green eyes were filled with pain. Oh. Hearing this, the conflicted expression on the old man's face became even more intense. His aged face twitched. Clearly, his heart was also suffering from intense torment. After a long while, the old man slowly said, I know that you are under the control of the forbidden area, but you are threatening the 4 directions. Right now, you are in the 4 academies competition. If I don't kill you, I don't know how many students will suffer. The wolf lowered its head, and a trace of coldness flashed across its dark green eyes. Zhou Tianlang said earnestly, I promise I won't. I went out to see a few students a few days ago. They escaped and killed a few heavenly beasts. The killing intent in my body was also controlled. Thank you, Master, for showing mercy. Disciple will immediately enter the forbidden area and never come out again. Hearing Zhou Tianlang's solemn words, the old man pursed his lips and let out a long sigh. The killing intent in his heart also quietly dissipated. You can leave now. You have to take care of yourself. If I find out that you have killed another student, don't blame me for disregarding the relationship between master and disciple. Turning around, the old man gritted his teeth and waved his hand without saying anything. Obviously, he already knew that Zhou Tianlang had killed Liu Yanchao. Do they know about this? Zhou Tianlang was startled when he heard this. The white fur on his body exploded. He said in shock, if that Jiang guy found out about this, he would be dead for sure. Maybe. The old man sighed and stopped talking. Although he was also an old servant who had been stranded in Star Moon Island, he still didn't know much about old man Chang's true strength. He nodded. Green light surged in Zhou Tianlang's eyes. He clenched his sharp teeth and stared at the old man with his back facing him. Killing intent surged in his heart. After hesitating for a moment, he still didn't attack. Even though he had transformed into a beast, he still didn't attack. He was still not a match for this old man. If he failed to launch a sneak attack, he would be dead for sure. With a light step, Zhou Tianlang's body suddenly trembled. He turned into a gentle breeze and disappeared in a flash, rushing into the distance. Sigh, evil creature. The old man lowered his head when he sensed that Zhou Tianlang was far away. There was a bitter smile on his face. In that instant just now, he had clearly felt the killing intent that surged out from Zhou Tianlang's heart. Oh no, I forgot to ask him to withdraw his clone. He suddenly slapped his head. The old man's face was filled with uncertainty. What should he do if this evil creature ran to another place and continued controlling his clone to hunt down the students of the 4 academies? Damn it, Liu Chang must have also noticed its clone, so he can only eliminate it. The ones closest to this place are the girls of Glaze Academy. The heavenly passage god's eyes looked around. In an instant, He sensed the group of students closest to this place. Immediately, his body moved gently and he had already rushed into the distance in an instant. Gulp, gulp, gulp. After escaping, Xiaoyan suddenly drank a mouthful of the extreme will heavenly spring. A surge of strength surged into his body once again. The swelling and pain in his legs had eased up a lot. He had been chased by the mysterious middle-aged man for a long time. If it were not for the help of the extreme will heavenly spring, they would have been exhausted a long time ago. What is this place? Ma Huyang raised his head. The surrounding scenery had become extremely strange. Not far ahead, there was an endless bamboo forest. I don't care anymore. That guy behind us is running out of Origin Kiss. Just hold on for a while longer, and his strength will be greatly reduced. Then, we can join hands and kill him. Xiaoyan didn't have time to think. He shouted out loudly. The middle-aged man who was chasing closely behind him was made up of Origin Kiss. After such a long journey, the consumption of Origin Kiss was extremely high. All right, charge in. Ma Huyang nodded. After being chased by the middle-aged man for so long, his heart had accumulated endless anger. Wu Shaoqi and Lindao naturally had no objections. Regarding the middle-aged man, they had long wanted to fight him. In the blink of an eye, the four of them had already rushed into the bamboo forest. The middle-aged man, who was chasing closely behind, flashed a few times and arrived in front of the bamboo forest. When he saw the dense bamboo forest, his footsteps suddenly stopped. A green glow flashed in his eyes for a moment before he slowly retreated, as if he was extremely afraid of this bamboo forest. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.